going on, everybody? Welcome back once again. It's me, MOLT. Super stoked to be here with you guys today. We got some more Clash Royale going on. I got some live matches that I'm not playing. So these are from the Arena Challenge, etc., etc. I wanted to still record them so that it wasn't like a replay or anything like that. So you guys can watch these. And while we're doing that, or while y'all are watching that, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about some new cards that I think will be great within the game. I also want this to be a place where you guys can comment down below of any card ideas that you may have. I know that we've done this in the past, but this video specifically talking about this, hopefully we can get some good ideas rolling and whatnot. So I've got a couple ideas up here on the screen that I'm going to go ahead and read out. I've kind of typed it up conversationally. So, yeah. So, we have, in the game, currently in the game, there are cards that either target defense or don't target defense, okay? There isn't really anything that changes its targeting besides maybe the, like, battle ram, where the battle ram itself targets a building, and then once it hits, then the barbarians can be distracted. Same with the skeleton barrel, etc., etc. But there isn't really any troop itself, like one troop that stops targeting one thing and starts targeting another once it's done with it, unless I'm completely clueless, but I can't really think of one. So here's my idea. My idea is like a Jester or a Joker, something along those lines. So he has like a hat with the little bells on it. He's got his little swirly feet, and he'd be really cartoony, really funny, really just playful, kind of like a lot of the other cards in the game. And he juggles like 3 to 5 grenades, okay? So he's juggling these things, bouncing around, has like really cool sound acting and everything. And his grenades obviously would do splash damage, okay? So you drop him off, he's got his grenades that he's going with, and then he throws them at people. So if he's running towards the tower, obviously things will always target the tower if there isn't a troop there. So he's running towards the tower, somebody drops off barbarians or something like that. He's juggling, he throws, grabs his other one, throws, grabs his other one, throws. He'd probably die to barbarians. He would definitely die to barbarians. But at any rate, say they drop off guards or a goblin gang or something, he throws those down, and then once he's done throwing or he's out of ammunition, he jumps over to the tower and attacks it. So he probably has like, I don't know, a 2 to 3 tile range. Is that far? Maybe like a bandit's dash range or something along those lines. So once he's done throwing, he jumps on the target and starts attacking it. It seems very playful, and it seems like something that a Jester would do. But all the other troops have unlimited ammunition. You know, archers can shoot constantly, princesses can shoot constantly, dark goblins, etc. We've all seen those videos where a dark goblin lives for like a solid 2 minutes, and it just crushes things. So everything else has unlimited ammunition. We don't have any characters currently that have a limited amount of ammunition. So that would create another like skill set, if you will, of knowing how much damage you could do with 1, 2, 3 grenades, and then moving on from there. So I thought it'd be interesting to add something that when it's out of ammunition, it does something different. So once he jumps, troops lose targeting, just like with a bandit. Once it dashes or the hog rider jumps over the bridge, things will lose its targeting. I feel like you can add a completely new type of troop to the game. Like, once you add this, you could add so many other things that have a limited amount of ammunition. They do their work, and then they do something else. So it would add a whole new genre of characters within the game, of things that run out of ammunition. And once they run out of ammunition, they now have something else that they can do. If he, let's see, if his ammunition. If it implemented the future cards, could maybe start off as a ground troop and then turn into an air troop, maybe. So you could have something that, maybe it's like a mechanic type guy, kind of like the builder, who comes down and throws things, and he has like a flying backpack on his back that turns him into an air troop after he's done doing his ground stuff. Like, we don't really have anything besides the skeleton barrel that's air and then ground. I could be missing some things as I'm thinking about this, but we don't really have anything that goes like even from air to ground besides the skeleton barrel, and that in itself is one thing that turns into something completely different. I mean, like, you could have like a griffin, and this is just coming to the top of my head right now, a griffin that's flying and then it lands on the ground and starts attacking, things of that sort. Could be really, really cool. A unit does damage, and when it runs out of ammunition, it turns into an air unit or makes its way to the tower. Guys, literally, I had a dream about this. I know this sounds weird, but I don't know if I was dreaming or I was just really tired, and my mind was just like wandering, and I was like, yo, and I immediately grabbed my phone and wrote the stuff down. And I know that, like, I know the goal of Supercell in a whole is to not make things too complicated. That's why troops don't really have abilities that you can activate, or anything like that. And tracking ammunition might be a little bit hard. It might be too much. I'm hoping not. It might be too much, but I know that they've always wanted to kind of keep things simple. And I think that this is still within those regards of being simple enough that you know, okay, my Jester's going to throw 3 times, and then he's going to hop on the tower. Same with defensively. You watch him. He throws once, throws twice, throws 3 times, then you drop off your guards, or then you drop off your goblins, whatever it may be. I just think that would be really cool. Let me know what you guys think below. And then another one of my ideas, I've got a couple that I'm working on. One of which would be like a trapper. So he has, he's like, he would kind of look like the hunter, but not be the hunter. Like, he'd kind of be in that same sort of genre, you know, of outdoorsman. And he would be a trapper. And what he would do is kind of have an effect like an ice wizard or an ice spirit does, to where, say you have a hog rider going towards the tower. Someone drops off a mini P.E.K.K.A. right at the bridge. If you have your trapper, he throws a trap, stops the mini P.E.K.K.A. there for 3 minutes. Hopefully the mini P.E.K.K.A. still doesn't do range damage and isn't able to hit the hog rider when he's like 3 tiles away. But the trapper would do just that. The trapper would stop things for a couple of seconds. And I'm trying to decide whether, obviously the traps would do a little bit of damage, but I don't think he would do any damage besides the traps. So I think he would just stand there, he would throw a trap, blah, 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 the thing comes towards him, hits him, he throws a trap, it's still right next to him, hits him, etc., etc. But I think it'd be really cool to add another type of CC to the game, or crowd control. That would just be, I don't know, I think it'd be super interesting. It would add so much more, like, skill to a lot of these players who want that skill, and also at the same time just a lot of goofy fun for people with a Jester who throws things, and with a trapper who can throw down these traps, etc., etc. And then I have another one that I think would be really, really cool. So obviously we have a lot of mounted riders, right? We've got the Hog Rider, we've got the Prince, and we have the Dark Prince. But all of them are one and the same with their mount. They are their mount, if you will. If the Hog Rider dies, the Hog dies. If the Hog dies, the Hog Rider dies. If the Prince's horse dies, the Prince dies. If the Prince dies, the Prince's horse dies. There's no dismounting ability. And so I think that would be something else that would be cool, whether it's where when it takes a certain amount of damage, just like the Dark Prince when he loses his shield, say maybe once it takes a certain amount of damage, it dismounts and starts walking. So it is no longer riding its horse or no longer riding its hog. So that's one idea behind it, is that once it takes a certain amount of damage, it would then leave its mount. Or I think another really cool one would be, say you have this very, like, I don't want to say jungly, because that's more like Boom Beach, but you have someone who is outdoorsy again, but is like maybe shirtless like the Hog Rider. I'm just getting all the, I'm going to be very detailed with these for you guys, because I think it's cool to kind of think about it and let your imagination roam as well. Maybe shirtless and like dirty, maybe he has like, I don't know, some cuts or tattered clothing, and is riding like a jaguar, or something just beefy that's like dangerous. And it rides it, and it can jump off and fight beside the animal. I don't think we have any animals currently that fight in the game, do we? Are there any animals? I mean, if you want to say that a goblin is an animal, I mean, the hogs themselves, like the royal hogs, fight, but they only fight the tower. They don't fight people. So I think it'd be really cool if you had somebody who is riding on his mount, and then when somebody drops something off, so they drop off a Valkyrie, he'll jump off and use his spear and stab as the Jaguar attacks. Something along those lines. I just think visually it'd be really, really cool. And could just make for something really interesting within the game. So those are a couple of my ideas. And then as we continue watching this right here, you guys continue watching the gameplay. I'll tell you some of my older ideas that I may have mentioned before. One of which I've definitely mentioned before, and I'll keep it very simple. But it is a air defense, not an air defense, but an air defense. So it's not like the air defense from Clash of Clans. It is, say, an island that has like roots coming out of it or whatever, or maybe if I wanted it to fit within the Clash Royale universe, it would be like a barrel with a little propeller on the bottom, and you place it just like you place a bomb tower or a Tesla or Inferno tower, and it sits in the air, and it can only be targeted by air troops. So like if a knight's running under it or a hog rider, like it wouldn't distract a hog rider. It wouldn't distract a hog rider. But all other defenses currently distract hog riders because they run towards it. And so I think it'd be really cool if we had a defense that's in the air. It would target dragons, it would target minions, it would target archers. It would target everything, but not everything would target it. Because currently we have defenses like the bomb tower that can't do anything against minions. But we don't currently have a defense that isn't targeted by all troops. If you guys can understand that. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Another one of my ideas is kind of like a explorersman, an explorer maybe, who's got a whip like Indiana Jones, if you know who that is. And he grabs, let's say, medium to small units, so he wouldn't grab big units. Grabs it, pulls it to him, does damage, okay? So picture this. You got a giant, and you got a musketeer right behind it. Obviously, the mechanic would be that the explorer can't grab the giant. It's too large. So the explorer grabs the musketeer, pulls it in front. It is no longer tanking, or it's no longer doing DPS as the giant is in front, and the explorer would kill it and then target the giant. Woo! I think that would be awesome. Also, just to let y'all know, as you probably noticed, in all these games, I'm just using random decks. So there's that guy who grabs, pulls it towards it, does damage. I think that would be sick. And then one of the most visually pleasing ideas that I've come up with that I think would be so awesome is the Acrobat brothers, okay? And they just like make a lot of noise. They're just like yep. Just like two of them being really goofy. And what they do is they throw each other, okay? So one of them, maybe say the bigger brother, who's stronger, more muscular, will grab his little brother, throw him. He lands, does a little bit of splash damage, would probably kill skeletons, and spear goblins, would not kill goblins. He throws him, lands, starts fighting, etc., etc., and then the other one would just run towards him. I think that would be so cool. It'd be so fun. It would be so sick to watch, and just to see, etc., etc. I think that it would be absolutely amazing. So those are my ideas. Let me know what you guys think about them, and I would love to... I don't know. I would love to hear more from you guys on your ideas, etc., etc. But at any rate, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Again, comment down below your new ideas, and I'll read through some of them and let you know which ones I think I like. But at any rate, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.